Oh, Spotify! Don't you dare be sour! Clap for your podcast host and feel the power!
I wasn't expecting that one. I had two in mind. And the other one was ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all.
The New Age Outlaws?
New Age Outlaws, baby.
I hit you with that one. I came up with that one this morning. I was like, I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to do it week to week. We're going to try to do a different one. We're rocking the New Day this morning.
Yep.
Welcome back to Coach and the Media Podcast, Episode 2. Zach, how you doing?
Wow! I'm great, man. I've been so excited. I haven't done nothing but think about Episode 2. I haven't had this fun in years.
Yeah, dude, you've been blowing up my phone all week. You're like, dude, we gotta record. We need to record.
You send me a text, you love me, and we want to be closer friends, and then you get mad at me for texting you more. I don't understand.
Hey, man, you were the best man at our wedding. We're linked for life.
I'm an emotional butterfly. Jeepers creepers. I got my coffee. I'm ready to go.
Dude, I got another glass of water. We're got the Oklahoma State Fair Cup today.
Look at how selfish I am. I have a coffee cup with my name on it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
You love to see it.
Self-promotional, baby.
All right. Before we get into the topics, I completely forgot to do this last week, guys. If you're listening, and you want to interact with the show, send us some topics to cover. You hit us up on Twitter. My handle's at 34_Nicholas_34. Zach, you want to plug your handle?
I don't know it. Hold on.
Oh my! You don't know your own Twitter handle?
Dude, it's Zach Kelly 25.
There it is.
Zach Kelly 25. I'm secretly an old man. It's no secret. This will tell you how old I am. I've been trying. I told you about my phone case before we went live. Uh-huh. I've been trying to order this phone case 4 different times. I ordered the wrong one 4 different times. Finally, I was like,
"How did you order the wrong phone case?"
I did it 4 times. I ordered the iPhone 12 Max 3 different times. I don't have that. Finally, I was like, Grace, order it for me.
Oh my gosh.
I'm an old man.
You are.
That's what life is.
All right, so, but yeah, if you guys want to interact with us on Twitter, send us some topics, send us some thoughts about the show, some things, maybe some segments you guys want to hear. That'd be kind of cool.
Possible a Coach and the Media TikTok.
That is in the works.
For you young people that might be coming.
Yeah.
Might be coming. I would love to be in charge of that.
It's like, so far our analytics is like all of our friends and like your dad. So like we try to get in some of that TikTok analytic age group there. But yeah, no, that'll be coming.
The 13-year-old girls that are out there. We want you to listen.
We want more viewers.
Let's get it rolling.
All right, so I guess we're gonna start out. We're gonna kind of go build off what I ended with last week with the sticky substance scandals going around, and not really scandals, but situation in Major League Baseball.
Right.
So the Major League Baseball came out and they said, all right, no sticky substances. We'll give you, I think it was like 2. We'll give you 10 days to stop. So basically 2 starts to kind of get rolling without it, and that's it. We're done. So what they've done is that they said that pitcher's coming off, you're gonna get checked, hat, glove, belt, umpire. This is all at the discretion of the umpires. And we saw the first one, Jacob Degrom, like the GOAT, first guy to get checked, and it was the craziest thing. So he comes off the field, he's pumping 101 as a starter consistently, which is absurd. And he comes off the field, and he has his glove open like this. Umpire's expecting his glove. He takes his hat off. They check his hat, and then the funniest thing is that they say you can see the umpire go belt, and Jacob goes, "Can we take it off?" And they go, "No, just unbuckle." And then he's like, "Oh, okay." And he unbuckles his belt, and they touch his belt, and then he's good to go. But it's like it's the first time we're seeing like these checks and stuff.
Wow. So basically, you got to go through a DUI checkpoint to pitch.
After every inning. It's not 2 pitch. It's after every inning is what it's supposed to be.
What?
Mm-hmm. This is how they're policing this new policy.
Holy cow, man.
Oh my gosh, I completely forgot. So we were I had a baseball practice for the team I played for yesterday. A guy actually bought spider tack.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Did you throw with it?
I didn't throw with it. I just I touched it just to put just to put a little bit on my fingers. Wait, no, I didn't even touch it. He put some on his fingers and then stuck a baseball like this. Dude didn't move. And then I picked up the baseball. I touched it. I was like, "Oh my god." Like I literally with 2 fingers, the ball stuck to my fingers. I was going like this, which is 2 fingers. The ball was like that.
Wow.
It was so sticky.
So tell me this: you're a guy. You've pitched at the collegiate level.
Yeah.
This and that. Can you see why it is a positive?
So
just by that little interaction.
Okay. We'll go back to what I was saying last week. So spider tack is not used for grip. It's used for spin rate, which then it's used to make your stuff more unhittable.
Okay.
So, but pine tar, sunscreen rosin, sweat rosin, bullfrog, stuff like that is used to solely just get a grip on the baseball. Because if you think about it, you pick up a fresh baseball out of a pack, man, that thing is slick as shit. It is so hard to get a grip on. And then what they do is that you take them and there's a special mud. I forget what the mud's called, but there's a special mud that they rub the baseballs with to give it that. They're supposed to do it. I think it's an hour before the game.
Yeah.
To give it kind of like a little bit of a texture to be able to grip it. The problem is that the umpires aren't doing it anymore. It's the clubbies, and so they're doing it. There's like a proper way that you're supposed to do it, but obviously the clubbies don't necessarily know how. They they rub the ball up, but when that mud dries, man, it gets like it's a powder. You're throwing with dirt on the ball, so then it makes it even more slick. And you combine just sweat on your fingers mixed with dirt. It's just dude, you can't get a grip, and that's going back to being able to on the fingertips. No, let me go over here. No elbow, contraction. Then having to really grip it, and you can see just in there like how much different there is. So, but I mean, spider like just picking up spider because I've done a little bit of pine tar before, just messing around just to see what it felt like. I didn't like it. I just didn't like the way it felt on my fingers because I'm very sensitive on my fingers how I throw my pitches. But that's spider tack, dude. That stuff is the real deal. It's way too much. It's over the line. It was absolutely insane to physically have a tub of spider tack. The guy paid $9 for the tub. It was
$9.
It was like this, about that big, almost like hair gel, like a hair gel tub. And when he pulled the lid off, it came up with it. It was almost like a glue, came up, stuck to the lid. It was wild. I didn't understand how sticky that stuff was until I had a tub in front of me and was like, let me touch this baseball. Wow, it's sticking to my fingers and I barely touched it.
I mean, that's insane.
Mm-hmm. Then there was another game. I don't remember what game it was. Dude, it's raining buckets. I want to say it was the Baltimore Orioles game. I think I'm wrong on that. But there was a game as well yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before. Dude, it's like a monsoon. And the umpires are checking this pitcher for... they're doing their routine check that they have to do now. Excuse me. And the guy literally goes, what are we doing? It's pouring. It's like, get us off the field. It's just absurd.
It's a weird time. I mean,
it's a very weird time, and the thing that it's because Trevor Bauer had a good point on this is you're leaving the fate of some of these players up to the umpires, and there's guys like Angel Hernandez that can barely differentiate between a ball and a strike, and you're trying to tell him, or now you're having him trying to differentiate between a guy wearing sunscreen and having sticky stuff on him, that's a lot to put on these umpires.
It is, man.
Because an umpire can be, he can not just like a player, and he can be like, oh no, that's sticky, you're gone, that's 10 games, and the players don't have anything to hey, I can prove that my glove wasn't sticky. That guy's like, nope, sorry man, 10 games. It's there's not a balance in that right now, which is it's absurd.
So what's the middle ground? Is there a way that
So
they
I
can?
think I talked about it last week. I think we either talked about it or maybe I talked to somebody else about it. But in Korea, they pre-stick the baseballs.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't mention this.
Okay, so I was talking to someone else about it. But in Korea, they in the I think it's the KBO. I think it's the KBO. I don't know. I think that's what their abbreviation, Korean baseball. But they pre-stick their baseball so that there is a uniform stick across the league. No one's got a problem with it. So what they do is they put the ball in like this machine, and it takes like I don't know what kind of adhesive it is, but it sprays the baseball. Then it is sealed until that ball goes to the field, and then it is not opened until it gets to the field. Then it's open, it's sticky. You put it out there. Every ball has this roughly the same amount of stick.
Yeah,
and it's all uniform.
Well, I mean, something that you said last time we did this that really stuck in my mind was you said something about a batter talking about he wants the pitcher to have control.
Yeah, Pete Alonso.
Yeah, and I've thought about that, and that makes sense. I would want that. Mm-hmm. Somebody throwing that type of heat, like I want to break my face.
Right,
like old buddy did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't want that. Like but for some reason, we have this this odd thing in baseball now where you have to be perfect. Like shut up.
Yeah.
Like let's be honest. Who cares? These boys are obviously talented. So what's the big deal? Why can't we do what you're saying with the Korea thing or the Korean League? And it just doesn't make sense to me.
Major League Baseball just has this. They have this tendency to just take things to the absolute extremes. They're just like, oh, we're not going to police this, whatever, go do it. And all of a sudden they're like, actually now you can't do it anymore. Period. Like what they should have, because at the beginning of the season they said, hey, like it's okay, like do it, like we don't care, more or less. And then we're almost to the All-Star break, almost the halfway point of the season, and they're like, oh, by the way, you gotta quit cold turkey. Like we know you've used this stuff your entire career for an entire season. You built your body up to perform a certain way. Your body reacts a certain way to the way you're doing it. Now you got to change everything mid-season. That's why you're starting to see all these guys go down with arm injuries. Like I said, like we talked about last week, Tyler Glasnow, the Tampa Bay Rays pitcher.
Right.
His season's probably done. He's got a partial tear in his UCL. Yeah, he's got a partial tear, and that was
wow.
And you can almost think of a direct correlation to, because he straight out came out and said in an interview, he said, "Look, I'm sunscreen rosin, like it's just a little bit to get my fingers a little tacky, just so I can grip the ball a little less." So, I mean, you're starting to see a lot of, you're gonna especially in the coming future, you're gonna start seeing a lot more guys go down with, nagging injuries, elbows, maybe some labrums. And Trevor Bauer talked about this on one of his latest. He did it was a 30-minute breakdown about just the whole thing. And you're going to start seeing some of these guys, some weird ligament injuries in their fingers because they're used to sticking to like their fingertips. So they're used to a ball going to here. Let me get some better light. So right there. Well, now they have to go down here. And so now that push is more, so now you're bending your fingers more because it's not sticking. Drop the baseball. Slick. But so you're going to start seeing some guys have some ligament injuries in their fingers as well.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense. And you can see it in all professional sports. And even down to the college game, some of these people just don't want to change their ways. And they've been doing this for years. They have been. Like,
it's not been a secret. Like, it's not been a secret at all.
Right. Like
it's been one of those things. Like, it's in the Major League Baseball rule book. They're like, hey, no, you can't load the ball with anything. But MLB has just chose not to enforce it. So it's like, if the rule's there but they don't enforce it, is it really a rule?
Yeah. Right. It's like these restaurants now with these mask mandates. Ain't nobody care no more. Shut up. It's interesting, man, and I don't get it by any stretch of the imagination. I don't understand how you can just come in halfway through the season and be like, "We're going to enforce this."
I can't think of an equivalent of any other sport where it's like, hey, we know you've been doing this, but now you can't do this at all.
Well, I mean, you could probably.
Okay. Here you go. It's like the equivalent of Roger Goodell coming down the horn and saying, "Hey, week 7, we know you. All the receivers, cornerbacks, all these guys. We know you've been using these gloves that help you catch the football. Can't use them anymore. Nothing. You gotta go bare hands. It's like the same kind of concept.
It is, and you know me. I think I talk about the NBA too much on this thing. This is what I know.
That's your thing.
For how long have we been talking about flopping?
Oh, right? Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you can't watch a James Harden game. I mean, I love Trae Young.
I love any games.
I love Trae Young, but Trae Young does it too. So, but we have the NBA release these statements on flopping and but nothing's being done.
It's another one of those things. It's like that's at the discretion of the referees.
Yeah.
So like the referee can be like, you know that's a flop. Like, oh, he bumped a little hard. I don't know if that's actually a flop.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a checks and balances in play in a lot of stuff. Like, I mean, basketball and now baseball, there's a check, but there's not that balance of like the players like, well, hold on a second. I know my glove was clean, but he said that I had stuff or that my arm was sticky. Like it was just sunscreen, but my fingers weren't sticky.
Right.
Like,
so it turns into
it's a he said, she said. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You might get a ticked off umpire one day, and for some reason he's just after you. Like, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just a weird time in sports right now.
It is. But it's also an amazing time in sports because we get sports back. So
we have sports back. Cool. And that's the important thing.
Yeah. That's all that matters. You know what I mean? Football's less than 100 days away. We at the All-Star break in the MLB, you're
getting close to the All-Star break.
We're in the conference finals in the NBA, man. It's a good
College World Series for baseball. That dude, Omaha was rocking last night.
Who did I watch last night? Was it Vandy?
Vanderbilt,
NC
maybe? State. Okay, so I know I didn't have this on my list. I really want to talk about this though. Jack Leader, the guy, I think it's Leader, Jack Leader. A pitcher for Vandy, number 22. Dude is a freaking G. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So he threw, I think it was like 120 something pitches last night. Because he went all 9.
Wow.
He gave up 1 run. He gave up a home run like somewhere in the game. That was the only run scored in the game. He had like 14 Ks. Hang on, let me look up the stat line.
14 Ks, is that what you said?
Something like that. 14 through.
That is wicked.
Let me look
I miss college sports, man.
I'm just trying to find the stat line from yesterday.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me go to ESPN. That'll be easier. But I mean, dude, you gotta get that guy some run support. Like, good God. Like, dude goes out and pitches a freaking gym like that.
Right.
Like, you gotta get that man some run support.
No, you're right.
15 strikeouts.
Woo!
15 over 9. I think his ERA on the season was like 2.0 something, which is really good.
Yeah.
See, I'm excited about this guy because he's projected at pick number 4 in the MLB draft this year. Guess who has the number 4 pick?
By the smile on your face.
Boston Red Sox. And he's like, yeah, no, I would 100% love to go to the Red Sox. So, like, obviously a lot can happen between now and like someone could trade, like someone could grab him before, but it's like he's going to end up a Boston Red Sox, and I honestly couldn't be happier about it.
I mean, why not?
Dude, he throws hard.
Yeah.
He's ridiculous. But, I mean, a guy like that, one run ball game where you you make one mistake, like, dude, you got to get some run support there.
Who ended up winning that game last night?
It was NC State. That's what I'm saying. They lost. Vanderbilt lost 1-0. So the series is tied at 1.
Okay.
Because Vanderbilt won the day before.
I was working last night, so I seen it here and there. But that's wild.
Yeah. So I guess we'll move on to the next topic. So sticking on baseball, dude, I want to talk about Shohei Ohtani. Oh my God. I don't know how much of him you've heard. I'm sure you've seen. Oh Lord. I know you've probably seen a little bit of him. Just
a little bit.
So I'm going to go over his stats from last week. So this was a Tuesday to Sunday. So Tuesday he hit a home run. Wednesday he hit a home run. Thursday he pitched 6 innings. He had 1 earned run, 5 Ks, and won the game. Friday he hit 2 home runs. Saturday he hit a home run, and Sunday he hit a home run. He currently sits, I think, at the time of recording, 22 home runs. I think it's MLB leading, or like he's in the top. I know he's like close to the leading the league in home runs. I know it bounces back and forth like every day, dude. Everyone's hitting home runs, which is crazy.
Yeah,
dude is unreal. Cause like I remember whenever everyone's like, "Oh, this is I think it's like the Japanese Babe Ruth," because he hit and he played the field.
Yeah.
Or hit and pitched. So it was like, oh, this dude's legit. And all these sports writers were saying like, oh, this dude's he's just a high school hitter, pretty much. Like he's gonna come over here and he's gonna get washed out. Yeah. And dude, he's not disappointed. This dude, he's got electric stuff, man. It's wild.
From the stuff I've seen online and highlights stuff, dude's a baller.
Dude, he's huge.
Yeah.
He is, and like just the way he swings the bat, like it's his entire body is behind every single swing, and it's like the ball explodes off his bat. It's crazy.
So is he going to do what Yasiel Puig did and just kind of fizzle out here in a year or two?
I don't know. I mean, like the thing about it is that he's been getting better every year.
How long's he been?
I think like three or 4 years, maybe.
Yeah.
3 or 4 episodes. He's still pretty new in the league. Like, but I mean, every day he goes. I mean, he's a walking highlight reel.
Right. Like, I mean, that's what Puig did. He came into the league hot.
Yeah. When it's one of the things that's like, I mean, he's been in the league for like 3 or 4 years, and I mean, like he's hitting everything, inside, outside, up, down, curveball, slider, changeup, fastball. Like he's just knocking the piss out of the baseball. Like there's not like been a for sure answer to stop Shohei Ohtani. Even on the mound, like he's pretty consistent. Let me look up his stats. But I mean, can you think of another player that was just like this electric to the point that it's like the whole world kind of just stops and looks like when they're playing, like everyone just like eyes are on this guy.
Well, I mean, you can talk about Aaron Judge. He kind of had that little bit of a little,
but not to the point where everyone stopped with like people like watch this specific game for this guy. Like some Aaron Judge is a little different.
You can go back to the first time you talk about baseball and must see people. My mind goes to Derek Jeter, but he wasn't power. That was just because
I've got a hot take. I'll save for Jeter, but I'll tease it. I think Derek Jeter is the most overrated baseball player in all of baseball.
And that ends episode 2 of the Coach in the Media with this dummy. I'm just
No. Like I love Derek Jeter, but like I said, we'll save this for another podcast. I respect Jeter. That is the captain. I love Jeter. He's one of the only Yankees that I have a Derek Jeter shirt in my closet back home.
Right, but you talking about must see TV when it comes to the game of baseball. Like, that's the one person that I can think, especially in the last season, when he went through all that. Yeah. But hometown team, I can't think of anybody for the Reds that's must see TV.
I mean, whenever they brought in Chapman, like when Aroldis Chapman first came in, that dude was doing crazy thing. Okay, I pulled up Ohtani's stats. So he's hitting 272 on the season, which is pretty good. So he has 23 home runs. He's tied for first. He's third in the league in RBI with 54, and his OPS is 1.005, which is good. The league average is like 800, I think. Let me see his pitching. I gotta find it. I don't know because they don't have his pitching stats on ESPN. Why am I on ESPN? I've got the MLB app.
MLB is something that I need to follow a lot more. I enjoy it a lot, and I love the game. I don't know. I don't know if I'm just so consumed with other things that I don't think about it or what. But I don't know. I need to get into it a lot more.
Yeah.
I think it would be good for me. A little bit of a difference in my life, Sure. But
Okay, he's played 10 games, 3-1, 2.7 ERA. He's got 73 strikeouts. He's got a 1.16 WHIP.
And he's cranking that ball.
Yeah, that's solid. Yeah, he is. He's 6'4", 210.
Ooh.
He's just a big boy.
Lean boy too, ain't he?
Dude, he's huge.
6'4", 210.
Yeah, so his career's 22 games. He's 7-4, 3.54 ERA. He's pitched 106.2 innings, 139 career strikeouts.
Wow.
He debuted in 2018. So yeah, 4 years. I was right.
4 years.
It's been about 4 years. Yeah, dude. I mean, he's just unreal. But I mean, like Chapman, like whenever he was pitching, everyone like was glued, like, oh, like we want to see if he can break the the velocity record.
Right.
Like, and after he did it again, because it was against the Pirates at home, Andrew McCutchen was batting. I don't remember what year it was, but I remember specifically because he almost hit McCutchen in the head with 106, and it was, dude, it's wild. And I remember like I'd watched because I was watching the game. I was like, oh my god, that was so fast. But I mean, like,
now was that when he was with the Reds?
Yeah, that was when he was with the Reds. Because he went Reds, then he went to the Cubs. He won a World Series with the Cubs in 2016, and then after that, he's been with the Yankees since.
Tell you a little book plug. Who was the manager of the Cubs? I can't think of the man's name. The older man with the white hair.
Joe Madden.
Joe Madden. Read his book.
Yeah. Okay.
If you're a book guy, anybody listening, that's a book, man. It really is good. He puts a lot of insight to his career, and then at the end of it, kind of towards the end, he talks about that Cubs team. Mm-hmm. It's fantastic, top tier book, man. But yeah, I back to the substance stuff. I don't have a problem with it. If you can control the ball, you can control the ball.
Yeah, no, I especially when you talk about the medical stuff about like the elbow.
Yeah.
About the elbow and like the pressure. Like even me going from like, let me move my pop filter. Like even me going from a relaxed position like here to just that. Like look how much my.
Yeah, you can see it.
It makes sense like whenever you look at it. And that's the thing. It's Major League Baseball. I just don't think they're so extreme with everything they do. They're like it's either full or none at all. So it's like.
Yeah.
I don't know. But real quick, last thing on Shohei Ohtani. Leading the All-Star vote for designated hitters. So he's probably going to make the All-Star game. Not probably. He is going to make the All-Star game. He's also going to compete in the Home Run Derby. So that should be a lot of fun.
It's going to be fun to watch then.
Dude, this home run... he's the only person I think off the top of my head I know for a fact is going to be in the Home Run Derby. So, like, it's... But it's going to be a fun All-Star break. It's going to be in Colorado where the ball flies out of because it's up in the mountains.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a whole lot of resistance up there.
That's awesome.
Flying out of that park. It's going to be
stuff like it. That's, the Home Run Derby. I should have went, but I didn't when it was in Cincinnati.
I wanted to, man. The tickets were way too much.
I know. I was going to go up there just to hang out, maybe not even go to the park, just to experience it.
Just to be in that area, yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't go, and I regret it. I should have.
No, dude, I did an opening day at Cincinnati in 2017, and that was a cool experience.
I bet.
There wasn't a seat empty in the building. It was awesome.
Yeah, I've never been to an opening day.
We'll have to take you one year. It's gonna be a lot. It's a lot of fun. They did a flyover. Dude, it was awesome. And then the leadoff hitter for the Phillies hit one about 5 seats in front of me. Like, it was like the second pitch of the at-bat, dude cranks one in the right field, and it lands like 4 seats in front, because I was in the outfield bleachers.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love the home run balls. I actually got one. It was at a Cincinnati game. They may be playing the Rockies, I think.
Yeah.
And I didn't catch it. It bounced to me, and yeah, I still got it over there. But it was a cool moment. I caught a home run ball as a little kid. And I ain't giving that thing up. It's my first one. I may be 20 years old. I don't care. Like, I'm keeping this home run ball, man. I don't even know who hit it. But that's the thing. I don't know. I enjoy baseball so much more in person.
Oh, it's a whole different atmosphere. Because I've got the MLB app on my phone, so Like I mean, I'll watch the Red Sox all the time. Like I've watched more games this year than I think I have in the past like decade.
Yeah.
Like that's not playoff games because in 2018, dude, I think it was game 2 maybe. It went 18 innings. I didn't go to bed till 3 in the morning. I think it was 3 or 4 in the morning Eastern time.
Yeah.
Because it was they were in LA, so it was a late start. Anyways, it was like a 10 o'clock Eastern start.
Right.
Because it was a 7 o'clock game out west, so it started at 10. Dude, I didn't go to bed till like 3 o'clock because like because this was before the I want to say overtime, the extra inning rules that they do now, where they put a runner on second with, I think if they start with a runner on second with 1 out, you go to extra innings to speed up the game so that you don't have these 18 inning slugfest just going on.
Yeah.
So, like, I kept thinking, it was like I was like in a rocking chair. It was like, well, I need to be, because I had to be up at 8 o'clock that morning. So I was like, I'll go to bed. I was like, wait, no, he's still pitching good because Nathan Eovaldi they brought Nathan Eovaldi in, who's a starter for the Red Sox. He's our current ace until Chris Sale comes back up. They brought him out of the bullpen, and he pitched a full 9-inning start because the game was so
in extras.
Long. In extras, because I mean they played 2 games that night because it was a playoff. It's the World Series game, so you can't call it a tie. So you got to finish the game. So he came in, and I think it was the 10th or 11th, and he pitched to the end of the game.
Wow.
It was a walk-off home run. I don't remember who hit it, and I was so mad because I was like, I freaking stayed up for this whole game. And it's like, now I got to go to bed pissed off. I got to be up at 8 o'clock, and I walked in, and I was just dog tired because I mean I'd stayed up to like 3 or 4 watching that game, and the guy who was doing the meeting, it was Greg, the guy who was the minister at my wedding.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it was an event with him, and
Awesome.
I walked in and. He goes, "Did you watch the whole game?" I kind of looked at him. He goes, "I figured you'd have to go. I don't want to talk about it, man."
But let's be honest. You could tell me it's badminton with playoff time, and I'm gonna watch that. I love playoff sports.
Playoff sports is awesome.
Nothing beats it. It's an experience like any. I think somebody at the Milwaukee Bucks game the other day just had a shirt that said Game 7, and I was like, that's what we live for. And man, Grace, I love her to death, but she's so new to this whole sports stuff.
Oh, I've been there.
And the other day, I was at her house, and her and her family are watching some show, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna go sit in the other room real quick. And she was like, kind of just gave me this weird look, and I was like, it's Game 7. So, because I'm like just getting the alerts on my phone as it comes up, and I'd watch the whole game. So I get this like close game alert. You know how they do it? It's like 2 minutes left. Brooklyn's up 3 or something.
And those 2 minutes takes like 15.
And I was like, ooh, like intriguing. Yeah. So I run in the other room, and I get a text from her, and it says Game 7 ? And I was like. It's like, you innocent beast. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Let me explain. So she comes in there, and I was like, it's not just Game 7. She's like, why do you have so much attitude right now? I was like, I'm sorry. I'm stressed. She's like, you're not even coaching this game. I was like, I don't care, but I am mentally.
Yeah.
It was so funny. Yeah, man, playoff sports are just something totally different.
Oh, God, yeah.
And I think that's what kind of makes the NCAA March Madness so appealing to people, is because it's win or go home.
It's win or go home, and there's something about that. Like, it's like, and it's that Cinderella story every year that it's like anybody can get beat at any time, and like that's why I love March Madness.
I had the opportunity, and when the Final Four was in San Antonio, I went. And it was Michigan State. No, it wasn't. It was Kansas, Villanova, somebody else. It was 3 pretty powerhouse guys. Maybe Michigan, maybe.
What year was that? Was that 17?
It was in San Antonio, maybe 18. But 3 powerhouse schools. My first Final Four, Duke was on the ropes to go. They made it to like the Elite Eight, Sweet 16, the Elite Eight, right? Who do I get to watch? Loyola Chicago. I was so mad at everybody in that city. I was like, Duke could have been here. But it was
Loyola, Kansas, Michigan, and Villanova.
Yeah.
And The championship game was Villanova, Michigan. Villanova over top of Michigan.
Yeah. I remember the championship game because I finessed my way down to like 20 rows up off the floor.
I remember that too. You were sending me pictures. I was like, dude.
Ooh, I don't know how I did that, but I walked down there. But Duke was on the same side of the bracket as Loyola Chicago that year, and I was like you know me, I'm a Dookie. I love him.
Oh yeah.
You know, Mike Krzyzewski's my guy. You know. Last year with him, I might cry for every game, but it's okay.
I'll probably cry with you too, like that. That's
yeah, it's huge, and yeah, they were on their way. Week later, I bought my tickets. I was in, jumped on a flight, like I was ready to rumble, and then it was Loyola Chicago. I was like, come on, what is this? But I mean, it was cool because I think the reason it was so cool was because you got to see the fan base of Loyola Chicago in person.
Yeah. And dude, they were rowdy.
And it was
rowdy.
It was one of those things where they were so much passion in that city. You know, for Loyola Chicago, they had Sister Jean rolling around there.
Sister Jean.
They had all of it going on, man. But the fans, like, you know, you got those Kansas fans who have been there, done that. Like, it's just another Final Four for us.
Yeah.
Like, you could tell that those fans were like, we're never gonna be here again.
Yeah.
So we're going. You had people running around with painted chests, no shirts on. Like, you had old people everywhere, just chanting. Man, it was special. In the Alamo Dome, there was like 100,000 people in this Alamo Dome. It was rocking. And then they got beat, but I think they got beat by Michigan. And then it was something. But yeah, playoff sports is insanity. I was telling you, I would watch playoff cornhole just because it's playoff cornhole.
While we're talking about playoff cornhole, I've actually watched it. It's a lot of fun. Because
it is, ain't it?
Oh, dude, it's so much fun. The CHL, I think is what it is. Cornhole League.
So. Maybe.
Or the CLL.
Sponsored by Busch Light and Tube Socks.
No, but like we were, because we were on a road trip for one of the jobs I used to work, and we just roll up, and I get to the hotel room and I throw on. I was like, oh my god, cornhole's on. They go, you watch cornhole? I go, it's the playoffs. They go,
it's the playoffs.
What?
Yeah, you gotta watch.
And so
the
I
playoffs.
seriously, I'm like watching cornhole. I'm like analyzing, like, oh, if he throws this back here, it's gonna knock this one. And they're like, Nick, what are you doing? I go, it's the playoffs. They go, do you know this? Like, no, I just turned it on. They go, well, why do you care? I go, because it's the playoffs.
Yeah.
Playoffs.
And have you ever been to St. Petersburg, Florida?
I've been near it. I've been to like Orlando and Tampa, and like that's kind of like as close to it as I've been. Ever been to?
Well, there's I got at the chance. I went down there with my family a few years ago, and they're known. It's like I'm not gonna say it's like retirement people, but like older families go type of thing.
It's like a retirement community kind of thing.
And like I remember we checked in, and the lady was like, my dad asks these dumb questions everywhere we go. You know how he is.
Yeah.
He's the type of guy, he sits down at a restaurant. He's like, what's your most popular meal? Type of thing.
You know how your dad talks.
Yeah. He doesn't talk like that at all. But like for some reason, that's my dad.
Your dad talks
and
like
he was
like a 90s wrestler. Like
yeah,
Triple H.
What's
your most popular meal?
He's cutting wrestling promos everywhere he goes. I remember checking in, and he was like, so what's the one thing to do? And the lady didn't miss a friggin' beat. We're in Florida, right? Like, I'm thinking it's going to be a town. She was like, you can hook up with the Cornhole League. And I was like, huh? Pardon me, ma'am. What did you say? So you best believe I jumped on Facebook, and I joined that thing. And I get, like, invites to cornhole tournaments. They're, like, selling cornhole boards.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. There's just a bunch of old white people down there playing cornhole and having bush lattes.
Dude,
and
those dudes are legit.
Life.
They don't miss.
I thought I was good at cornhole, and then I jumped in a game down there, and I was like,
dude, I've seen people four-bag games like
it's nothing.
Crazy, yeah. They'll throw 4 bags, and they'll shake your hand and go, all right, cool, nice to meet you, and then you go home.
See you, buddy. You're like, what was that?
I just want to play. That took 30 seconds. Like, I like, no, you lost. Good to meet you.
I skunked you, sir. And I was like, okay, can we play again? Like,
nope. I get to move on. You get to go home. It's like, oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna have a Busch Light.
Stuff's insanity.
Yeah.
But I think the funniest thing about cornhole is the sponsorships of it.
Oh, it's awesome. These dudes roll up with jerseys with like NASCAR sponsors all over them. They've got the names on the back, dude. It's pretty legit. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want one.
Who has more sponsorships, cornhole or the WNBA? I don't know which one has more. love the WNBA to death, but I don't know which one has more, man. They've got better. Their jerseys do look a little better now.
Yeah.
But they finally just got the one. And have you seen the Clippers? The NBA has sponsorships on their stuff.
Yeah, I know that. What's the Clippers sponsor?
It's honey. Some type of honey, and that's all it says is honey. But I swear to you, if you look at it, it looks like it says Hennessy. And I'm like, I was watching the other day, and like I was standing at the gym with one of my buddies, and we were watching the game, and maybe PG did an interview, and I was like, "Does that say Hennessy?" And he was like, "I think it does." And we looked it up, and it said honey, and I was like, "Man, these boys got some sponsorships now." So
right?
I don't know who they're getting sponsored by. It's hilarious, but. Talk about something I want to talk about real quick.
Okay, real quick. So, because I know you don't know what this is. So,
I
looked up what Honey is. So, it's a browser extension that automatically finds and applies coupon codes at checkout with a single click. Not sponsored.
Well, there we go. Not sponsored. No, not at all. We're sponsored by a coffee.
And water that I have none of anymore.
Good for you, you hydrated little beast. I need to make a formal apology.
Here it comes.
I hate to say this. I still do not believe and do not respect the back-to-back MVPs, but I think Giannis Antetokounmpo listened to episode 1, and the man decided to go for 40 in the game 7. I got his stats right here. He had 15. He went 15 to 24, which is dumb. 13 rebounds, 5 assists, 40 points. That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous stat line.
So, real quick, because I've got him on ESPN, so I'm looking up his stats. So, versus this is career against Atlanta. He averages 24.3, 3 he's 28.6 from 3, 64.3 from the field. Career against Atlanta.
Yeah, that's a fun series.
Honestly, I think I legit, because I know last week I talked about how I really don't watch a whole lot of basketball. I kind of want to watch that series because it looks like this whole the final 4 of the finals, like for the playoffs. Dude, this is gonna be fun.
It is, and we're crowned. You're going to crown a champion who hasn't been a champion before.
Yeah.
So when it comes to stars, you got D-Book, you got Chris Paul, PG.
Is Paul back from COVID yet?
I don't know. He's on like a day-to-day thing where I don't know if he actually tested positive for COVID or not.
I believe he tested positive.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I believe he tested positive. That's why he wasn't playing. So they put him in quarantine, and I think it's a day-to-day test to basically clear him of
right. I mean, you hate it, but I get it at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which it's because I think most of the players are vaccinated, so he is vaccinated, and so it was he didn't have any because he's vaccinated. A lot of times, what it is that you won't show any of the symptoms, so you basically become asymptomatic, and the problem is then that you're not protecting yourself, you're protecting everyone else because you can still give it to other people without realizing it. So that's what they're trying to protect. The fans in the stands, all the rest of the players and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. I get it. You just want him back selfishly because it's Chris Paul. And you want to see him in the playoffs. And but we got Giannis, we got Trae Young, who is insane.
Dude, I just still can't believe, thinking back to the year he got drafted, that when he was at Oklahoma, right?
Yeah.
So whenever he came out of Oklahoma, everyone's like, "Oh, this dude's small. He's never going to do anything." This dude is probably one of the best guys to come out of that draft class.
Oh yeah, and the same thing from that draft class is is Luka Doncic. Luka came out of that same class.
Okay. Did he go first?
Well,
or
no, he didn't go first.
Who went first?
He didn't go. I have no idea. I can't remember. I don't watch the draft. I'm gonna watch the draft just this year, because one of my guys has the potential to get drafted, EJ Onu. But in that draft, Atlanta actually drafted Luka.
I remember that, and they traded.
Then they traded, and Dallas drafted Trae Young, and then they made that trade, which I've never understood that. I don't know if it's a money thing or what. It has to be.
A lot of times what it is that they want the security of the pick.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, we can add some stuff with it. You need this guy, we need that, a little bit of money. And it's just, it kind of works for both teams sometimes.
It's probably the most even trade that's happened in a long time, in my opinion.
So the 2018 draft is when all that happened. DeAndre Ayton,
who is he's the center for the Phoenix Suns right now.
Yes, he was selected first overall.
Mm-hmm.
Marvin Bagley III was selected second. Luka was selected third.
Yep.
Jaren Jackson Jr. was fourth, and then Trae was fifth.
Okay, so you swapped 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Or 3 and 5.
3 and 5. So what it was is that the Mavericks wanted Luka, but were afraid the Grizzlies were going to take him. So they said, hey, you take Luka, we'll take Trae, we'll do a swap, and everyone gets what they want, is more or less what happened.
Yeah, and I mean, it's obviously it's working out. Luka's a free agent now, and everybody's saying he's going to bounce to LA. I hope that doesn't happen.
Be really crazy.
Well, Dallas just, I don't know if they fired George Carlisle or he just agreed to part ways or something, but their head coach, so I don't know who they're going to get. But yeah, the NBA is insane. So I'm sorry, Giannis, you're good and all, but I still don't like you.
All right, so I'm gonna have my first hot take of the NBA playoffs on this podcast.
Let's go. Oh God, here we go.
Suns in 4, baby.
Oh yeah,
Suns in 4.
Suns.
I'm taking the Suns to win the finals. Suns in 5 in the finals.
Who are they beating?
I think you're gonna see Suns Hawks.
I think that would be fun. That's the series I want to see.
I think that is. If you're trying to market this series, that is the ideal series for the NBA. And here's the only reason I say Suns in 5 is because I want my free taco. I want the one road win because when Taco Bell does that promotion where if they steal the game on the road, dude, I drove your mom nuts that one finals. Oh my god.
That was funny.
So I want one road win from somebody. And to open the series, and then Suns in 5.
And them sweeping the Clippers is very possible right now. Kawhi Leonard's still out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's day to day or what.
He's day to day. In the playoffs, everyone's day to day, unless they outright come out and say, "Hey, he's done." Like everyone's day to day, especially when you're in the conference finals.
Did you see me get everybody fired up on Facebook the other night?
No. What'd you do? Jesus, Zach, what did you do?
So all I did, I made a statement. I put in all caps. I said, wow. In all caps. With about 17 exclamation points. And I said, Kevin Durant is the best.
No, I did see that. Oh, my. I was like, Zach, Zach.
I just dropped that little seed just to see what happened. And then, of course,
everybody lost.
Shot.
Yeah.
And
everyone lost.
I had one of my guys said, "Have you ever heard of this man named Jordan?" And I said no. I said, "Jordan who? Never heard of the fella." And he said, "This is his response. I swear to you, I've been waiting to tell you this." He said, "Look him up. One of the best players ever. Was starred in a movie and actually saved the world with Bill Murray one time." And I thought it was the best response I've ever seen. I laughed until I was crying. Save the world with Bill Murray.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, man. Kevin Durant's special. Like he's 7 foot. Get to a spot. Who gonna stop him?
No one.
He airballed. You know why he airballed? He played 58 minutes actually.
Did he play that whole game?
Yes. Yes. So sorry, he airballs one shot. I'm gonna go. Here's a hot take for you. Ready? Old heads. My dad, the only person who's over 50. Listen to this. Ready? Jordan didn't have the flu. He just had bad pizza. That's it. It wasn't the flu game. It was, I'm going to upset Billy. Like, shut up. It wasn't the flu game. And he pushed off. You know what I'm talking about. Jordan pushed off.
Dude, I watch that clip all the time. I mean, his arm goes here, and, he had full extension.
Jordan pushed off, and he just had bad pizza. He's dramatic. Suck it up. LeBron played in a 109-degree gym in San Antonio with cramps. That's a man. Like, what are you talking about? And he got beat.
Paul Pierce had to shit his pants and he left in a wheelchair. That's a man.
You tell me you can't handle some pepperoni, Michael? Shut up.
They carried this man off in a wheelchair and he won the Finals MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Watching that clip, man, it's so ridiculous. It's so over the top. Like the theatrics, because you see him, he's like, "Oh man,
I thought he was."
Like you thought he got shot.
I thought he died.
And then all of a sudden, like 5 minutes later, he's like sprinting out of the tunnel, like ready to go. And we're like, oh no, he definitely just shit his pants and had to be carried out.
There was one of the funniest stories I got coaching so far is we had this kid at Shawnee. His name's Bailey Davis. Love him with all my heart. Like one of my favorite people in the world. We're playing at Cumberland, Tennessee. I'm like third chair on the bench from the head coach, and Bailey like comes up behind me, right? And he was like, "Hey, Z, like, can I go to the locker room real quick?" And I'm like, "Bailey," it's like no. Can't go to the locker room. Like the game's going on. What you talking about? Go to the locker room. He went, okay. So he goes down to the end of the bench, and I'm like looking at him, like I could tell. I was like, something's wrong. Like he's holding his stomach, like he's rocking back and forth. I was like, so finally I walked down there and I was like, "Are you okay?" He was like, "I gotta poop." I was like, "There you go." Like, you didn't tell me that. Like, I just thought you needed to go talk to somebody. Like, he was like, "No, I gotta go." And I was like, "But I'm go." Go. I am sorry. I felt so bad. I was like, at least we don't have to take you out on a wheelchair, man. Like, that's a positive, I guess. But yeah, man, Giannis Antetokounmpo is special. You know, we say all that to apologize to the Greek Freak. I don't get it at all, but good for him. Good for him. It makes me so mad, but whatever. Because you got all these people now who are like, "Oh, that's how the game should be played." Shut up. Shut up. Shoot it from 40 feet behind the line. That's what I want to see. I want to watch Steph Curry and Trae Young. I don't want to see, bully ball. So I told somebody the other day, it was my manager at Planet Fitness. He was talking about how awesome Giannis is and all this stuff. And I was like, you understand I could teach my little niece how to do that, right? Or my little cousin. She's basically my niece. I was like, you understand I could teach her how to play like Giannis, right? It's not hard. She just has to be 9 feet tall and she'd be able to do it. And he was like, no, he's skilled. And I'm like,
bro, he's got 2 left feet.
He can't shoot a free throw.
Dude, I forgot to talk about this the other day. Did you see where he had a 10-second violation?
He's had multiple.
How do you do that?
He takes about 17 deep breaths, 47 dribbles, and then decides to shoot. I don't understand.
I saw a thing. It was you have to choose between Giannis and Ben Simmons to shoot a free throw, and if they miss it, you die. And someone said, "I'm going to pick Giannis because at least I'll have time to tell my family goodbye."
Did you see the clip where James Harden got mad at him?
Yes, oh my God.
He just throws his hands up. Oh, that was so funny.
Dude.
It's hilarious stuff.
Okay, another hot take. Not really hot take. I think that in this playoff series, you could replace me with Ben Simmons and get the exact same result. He has been non-existent.
No, I mean, you're probably right. I mean, you did drop 40 one night. So.
I dropped 40 at 3 a.m. completely sober, and It'll never happen again, but I can luck my way into 5 points if you give me 30 minutes.
Yeah, and I feel bad for Ben Simmons right now. Listening to all these guys, and he's getting railed. Doc Rivers is throwing him under the bus, and he's his head coach.
I think someone was in the presser after the game. They're like, what was basically what's the future with Ben Simmons? He goes, I don't even know how to answer that. I'm like, oh, he's done. He's so done with Ben Simmons.
And there's some trade possibility. If I'm Ben, I want out. I want to go. And I've seen him.
If I'm Doc, I want him out.
Yeah,
he doesn't bring. In my opinion, I think he's. I don't know that he brings anything to any team right now. He doesn't bring that.
Well, he does to the right system. If you can systematically play him, then yeah, he's going to do it. But then you have coaches, and it's something on my list to talk about. Doc Rivers. There's some coaches out there that could really do something with that. He's 6'9", 6'8", 6'9", and he's a great point guard. Just can't score. That's okay.
I think he needs to play more like Rondo did, and assist more than you score.
Yeah, probably. But that's all going to be a system thing because what Doc has been traditionally good at is having a scoring guy. Or, he won a championship with Rondo, which I think was a fluke, simply because he had KG and Paul Pierce and Ray Allen. They were kind of stacked. It's the essential thing that Tyronn Lue had, NBA champion basketball coach. He had LeBron and Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, he just had to sit down and let them do whatever they wanted.
And Kevin Love.
That Cavs team was stacked.
Yeah, and David Black gets fired, and the next year Ty Lue gets the job, and LeBron's basically the head coach. So, they're going to win the championship. Duh. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think if Ben Simmons gets in the right thing with the right people, it may be a sense of they need to trade him for a CJ McCollum and put him with the Damian Lillard, who is the guard who can score, so they can offset one another type of thing. Because what Phoenix needs is, or not Phoenix,
Portland.
Where's he playing? Philadelphia. What Philadelphia needs? Yeah. What Philadelphia needs is somebody that can score the ball. Well, Joel Embiid, okay, but you got to have somebody that can get the ball to Joel Embiid,
and you got to have a guy who can take the guys off of Joel Embiid.
Yeah, right.
You can have another guy that can get the ball to him, but if I'm putting two guys on Embiid,
yeah.
And they were literally asking Ben, hey, shoot the ball. We don't care. You're not gonna make it.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I'm giving him all the room in the world. If he makes it, he makes it. It's just not gonna happen.
If Ben Simmons beats me in a game, that's okay. Because you're not going to do it again. You know what I mean? He's just not. And I think Shaq called him out the other day before that Game 7. He was like, you an LSU boy. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Shaq's hilarious.
Yeah, I love Shaq.
I seen something about Shaq today or last night. He was on a podcast. And he was talking about what he does now is he'll go into random stores and look for moms.
And he buys them laptops and stuff. Yeah.
He looks for moms who are putting stuff on layaway, and he'll just buy it for them.
Mm-hmm.
How do you not love that?
Yeah, I do, dude. I love Shaq. He's great.
Shaquille O'Neal, man, he's a guy.
He's the guy.
My Grace said that her sister Felicity was in the national spelling bee or something crazy like that at one point, and they got to meet Shaq. And she was like, he's a giant human. I was like, yeah, he's the biggest man ever. He's a moose. But I seen that. I think that was last night. I seen that Shaq's been doing that. But yeah, Ben Simmons is an interesting fella for sure. I think he just needs to be in the right system in order for him to succeed. But the thing is, I don't think Philly's going to get rid of him, though. Have you seen what they owe him? Over $100 million for the next 4 years.
Jesus. My thing is, I don't know that anyone's going to want to eat that contract.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't think he's going to go anywhere, is because it's such a large amount of money.
I don't know that there's anywhere outside of L.A., Boston, somewhere big, Miami. No, the Mavs maybe. I mean, Cuban's got more money he knows what to do with. I mean, he's just got deep pockets. So
yeah, but I don't know if as a franchise that they have that much money to mess with. there's only a select few organizations that have that type of money.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that I didn't have wrote down was, did you see where possibly the New Orleans Pelicans are relocating?
I did not.
So their contract is up with New Orleans. The Pelicans contract organization is their contract is up in New Orleans in 2024.
Okay.
So now the thing is, where do they locate to? Because like attendance is down. Anthony Davis is a perfect example. He didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Zion is supposedly already saying he doesn't want to be there. So it's like, where did they go? What city do they go to? I think there's two cities that we can go to. Louisville, Kentucky, or Seattle.
I think Seattle's a really good location as well because they want basketball. They just added the Seattle Kraken for NHL, so they're building.
What a name,
bro!
The Kraken.
Have you seen their uniforms?
I have. That's pretty insane.
They're hard. That's probably my Western Conference hockey team, and they haven't even played a minute of hockey yet. And I'm like, dude, Kraken, let's go! I'm a Bruins guy. That's my team. But you gotta have a West Coast team. Seattle Kraken, baby. They look hard. But then Louisville, Kentucky needs a pro. We have the Louisville Bats and stuff like that. Man, that's AAA, but a professional team.
And not that the Louisville Bats are a bad thing. That's a great thing for that city.
Yeah.
The Cardinal, the Louisville Cardinals are down there, and they're killing it. The Yum Center is right there.
Dude, the Yum Center is massive.
You can't say it can't be done because the Bucks and the Marquette do it. They share the FedEx Forum in Milwaukee.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they share the FedEx Forum.
Well, I mean,
so why not? I'm sure other teams do it too, but
I'm just trying to think schedule-wise, it wouldn't be that hard to schedule around it.
No, you give Louisville the rights because their season's smaller.
Yeah,
they'll be out of the gym by March.
Yeah, you just have the pro team be on the road heavy to start the year.
Yeah, that's all it is. And that's why I think Louisville would be an awesome city. One, because the state of Kentucky loves basketball.
Oh my God,
you're right there.
Anything else?
You're right there, really close to another state, Indiana, that absolutely
loves basketball,
loves the game of basketball, and they don't have a pro team. Mm-hmm. The closest pro team is Memphis,
the Pacers, Indiana Pacers.
Indiana Pacers. So kind of centrally located, and it's still New Orleans is a Western Conference team, right? I think they are. It's a weird thing.
It's they're right on the line, but I think you're right.
Yeah. So do you want, if you're going to keep them in the West, you send them to Seattle. If you want them in the East, you send them to Louisville. And I think both cities will thrive with an NBA organization there. Simply because
they're Western Conference.
Yeah. So if you want to keep them in the West, send them to Seattle. If you want to move them to the East, which I think would be okay because the East kind of stinks. They have around about maybe 3 solid teams. Then you send them to Louisville because that city would thrive.
Oh my God, dude, they would eat that up. You want to talk about sellouts? They would sell out every basketball game.
You're changing the whole landscape of the state.
Whether they're good or bad, they're gonna sell out.
Yeah.
This state just it needs that something like that to latch onto.
Mm-hmm. I think so too, and it would. I think those are the 2 cities that you go to if you're doing it. Mm-hmm. Last thing I need to talk about. Get it off my chest.
I saw this on the list. I was like, this is going to be a fun topic.
Which one are we going for?
You talking about book? Or are you saving
Stephen
that?
A. Smith. Yeah, Stephen A. Smith called Devin Booker the next Kobe.
That is a statement.
What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know. Because Book, I feel like hasn't done a whole lot up until this playoffs or this specific season.
Well,
so this could be his coming out party kind of thing, where it's he's gonna after this he's gonna be morphed into this just outrageous player, and for the once in the bajillion years the planet has ever existed, Stephen A. Smith got something right, then, like, by all means, like, awesome. Like, I would love to see Devin Booker, like, succeed in that manner. Man, I think it's way too early to be saying something like that.
Well, he kind of had his coming out party in the bubble. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Let's look at this box score. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Devin Booker went 15 of 29, 3 for 7 from three-point land, had triple-double, 13 rebounds, 11 assists, and 40 points. So, I mean, yeah, is he the next Kobe? I think it's the most accurate statement. I think you talk about LeBron and Jordan. I don't see that at all. Like,
yeah,
the games are just drastically different. You compare these two guys' games, it's similar. It's very similar. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I just don't know. I just don't know if that. Granted, Kobe's Kobe.
I don't necessarily disagree with it. I see the comparison. I just think it's a little early to be pulling the trigger on something like that big.
It could be, and I think if they sweep the Clippers, I got a hard time disagreeing.
If they sweep the Clippers, they sweep the NBA. Even if they win in 5, if they win the NBA Finals and he puts up like 35, 40 a night, like double doubles, like right. I'll concede. Stephen A. Smith, like he's onto something. Book is the next Kobe. But as we're recording here on Tuesday, June 22nd. Podcast will go out either Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
I think I don't disagree. I think it's just a little premature.
He's averaging on the season. He's averaging 25.6 points a game. Wow, this is a hot take. I really feel like a failure right now. I'm 15 days older than Devin Booker.
Oh shit! Really? I forget because he was one of those one and dones in Kentucky, and I always forget that.
His birthday is October 30th, 1996. I am 15 days older than that man. Well, here we are. He is averaging 25.6 points per game, 13th in the NBA right now. He was left off the All-NBA team this season. I don't know. I think it's insane. It's a crazy statement, but I love it. I absolutely love it. We got game 2 tonight against the Clips. So we'll see what he does.
So just to put into perspective, Kobe played 1,346 games. He averaged 36.1 minutes per game. He averaged 25 points a game. He was 44.7 from the field. He averaged 5 rebounds and 5 assists. It was 4.7 assists. So the stats are kind of lining up. When you look at obviously Book's not been around, that long, but when you look at the stats, man, I mean they line up, and like I said, I just think it's a little premature because I think Book just needs that. He needs that experience in the finals. He needs that. Right. Every player, every great player has that moment where you go back and you look at their career, you're like, oh, Jordan had the push off game winning shot. I mean, he had flu game. I mean, Jordan has several. I mean, LeBron, he's got 100. Kobe, right. Kobe, he's got God knows how many game winning shots where you can think of. Every great player has that shot or that play. It's like if he gets into the finals and he has that play, this is that moment. Then
But as of right now in the league, young guys, I think he's the guy that's next.
He's next in line.
He's next in line to not just be a superstar or to have a lot of all-star appearances, but to legitimately take over.
To kind of be the face.
You know
of
what I mean? Yeah, and it's and we got 3 young guys off the top of my head: Luka, Trae Young, Devin Booker.
I'm okay with that. Those dudes play hard. They play with emotion, and they play the game well.
If you've never watched basketball before in my life, and you come to me and say, Zach, who do I watch? I tell you, watch those three guys. Because you're going to fall in love with it.
Yeah.
That's where the game, that's the hands that the game is in right now, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It's an interesting time. I'm going Phoenix Suns, NBA champs.
All right, so we're agreeing. The Phoenix Suns are your 2021 NBA champions.
I think so. If they can get Chris Paul back, it's a definite.
Mm-hmm.
If they can get Chris Paul back, it'll happen.
I'm going to put a hot take here. If they get Chris Paul back, they don't lose the game the rest of the playoffs.
Ooh.
I don't know they lose the game the rest of the playoffs.
Ooh.
You want to tell me anyone on the East Coast out of either of those teams that can lock down that team with Chris Paul and Book?
The only team that would have a chance to lock them down, I think, would be Milwaukee. Because they're going to play defense.
And I don't see Milwaukee making it out of this series with Atlanta.
I don't either. I see that series going 6 or 7, but I think Atlanta will take it just because Trae Young's so explosive. Yeah. I don't know if they have anybody with him, but yeah, man, it's an interesting time. I love it.
Playoff.
That's it, man. Playoff sports. Love it.
Last thing, I didn't put this on the list, but I remembered it. So this past Sunday, NASCAR had their first race at Nashville Motor Speedway, first time in like 30 years. They had to postpone the race by it was like 10 or 15 minutes because traffic was so bad. Because everybody was they sold the place out. It was
Let's go.
It was like a sellout.
What a moment.
It was crazy. It was absurd.
We need to go to a NASCAR race.
I need to take you to a NASCAR race, dude. It's a lot of fun.
I went to maybe Bristol as a kid.
Bristol is a lot of fun. We went to the All-Star race last year. Dude, it is a lot. Because Bristol's a nice track, these short tracks, because you can see the whole track from the majority of where you're sitting.
I think that's the one I went to. I was little, though. I was 7 or 8, probably.
Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course is August 15th. We're going to be in Boston. We'll be on our way back from Boston.
Right.
Bristol, September 18th. It's a 7:30 race. It's the night race.
Be fun.
Yeah, 7:30 p.m. Tickets right now for the race could be sold out.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, wait, no, that's...
Everybody trying to go.
Tickets. Oh, wait, no, I didn't click on the tickets thing. Sorry. Tickets right now. Just let me get single day tickets. I have the Bristol Motor Speedway app. What am I doing? Tickets for that race are gonna run us about $100 a piece. At the app.
I'd do it. Put me at the top of that joint. I'll talk my way down.
Petty upper rows are $90, $80, $70.
It's not bad.
Where's Thunder Alley?
Thunder Alley. That sounds like a party.
That sounds awesome.
It does.
We're probably so far away from it. Honestly, Bristol's one of those tracks where you want to be higher.
See everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll look later at it and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they sold that place out, dude. It was a good race. It was. I watched some of the highlights. I was at work whenever it was going on. So, but yeah, they sold the place out and they had to postpone it. It was crazy.
That's awesome.
Man, anything else? You want to clear the bench?
I just want to say I think that's the best thing about sports right now. Everybody's so excited to get back out. Everybody's excited to be in the crowd. Everybody, and it's NASCAR. It's turn left, go fast and turn left, and everybody, and you get everybody there wanting to watch it, and that's fun, and I understand. We had the lockdown. I get it. It sucked, but now that sports are kind of coming back, football's about to pop off here in the next 100 days. Baseball's thriving. The NBA is back with crowds. I think it's special. I think we're living in a fun time. As negative as everybody wants to be, and I hate it. Yeah. You can bring a positive light to whatever you want to, and somebody's going to try to shut it down. But yeah, I think sports are doing what they're meant to do. Mm-hmm. and it's bring everybody together.
Yeah.
And now hopefully we'll have college football back, which is probably the ultimate bringing everybody together.
I think Marshall said that I think they were full capacity for the season.
Bring it on. I want to go to I don't even want to go to game. I just want to go tailgate. Let's just go tailgate. I'll tailgate everywhere. I told my buddy the other day, he was like, "You want to go to Notre Dame game?" And I was like, "Yeah." Or we could just drive up there and tailgate. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll drive 8 hours to eat a hot dog. I don't care. Like the environments are back and it's special. I'm happy. Did you hear my voice break right there? I'm very happy. I'm happy. Yeah, man, that's it. Episode 2.
All right. I'm trying to think. I don't think I have any else. There was a ruling. I think it was because I was trying to find the article to get the details on it. I can't find it. Apparently the NCAA lost like a court case with like the Supreme Court or whatever, and like they have to like help facilitate athletes, or like or schools can like give their athletes stuff now, like on the books kind of thing.
Yep.
So, which is cool.
I could talk to you for an hour about that.
Yeah, that's just a thing I remember seeing that happened this week that I'm like, we got to talk about that at least brush over it. We can save that. We can table that for another podcast.
Oh yeah, I did my senior seminar paper to graduate college about this.
I remember you telling me about that. Yeah.
And I did. It was a 38-page paper. I did it.
Holy
shit. Yeah, and I was only supposed to do 30, and I wrote 38. And it's something that I'm very passionate about. That. The name, image, and likeness, and this and that. I've dove into it probably a little bit more than the average fan has dove into it, and I think it's something that's coming that people need to be really ready for. That if you think it's unfair, you're an idiot.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like I said. That's a whole hour.
That's a whole podcast episode.
How it gets me fired. My dad's like, "Well, they're getting their school paid for." I'm like, "Shut up, old man. We're gonna tell you how it is." It's interesting. It's very intriguing, the double standards that they have. So, but yeah, I think it's moving in the right direction. It's going to be good. In my opinion, it's going to save college sports. To be honest with you,
I'll agree with that. But again, we'll table that for another episode. Maybe next week.
You got me fired up right now. We'll talk about that next time.
All right. This has been episode 2 of Coach the Media podcast. We gone.